Hey everybody, Dr. Crumbaugh here for your Lunch and Learn. Today what we're talking about is our vertebrae of the month, which is T11. T11 is almost at the very bottom of your mid-back, right where your mid-back is starting to transition into your low back, because there's only one more thoracic vertebrae after it, which we'll get to next month. So what's special about T11 other than where it's located? T11, it innervates or gives nerve information to and receives nerve information from a lot of different areas. It innervates kidneys, bladder, it innervates certain valves in your digestive tract, different parts of your digestive tract, it innervates your adrenal glands. And so when T11 is subluxated, or bones out of alignment, pinching on a nerve, or irritating nerves around it, it can affect a wide range of things. One thing that you might not think that it would affect is skin conditions. Skin conditions such as eczema, psoriasis, dry, itchy skin, different things like that. It can also affect your allergies. Now, why on earth can this T11, which is in the middle of your back, affect all these different things? Well, a lot of these different conditions, skin conditions and allergies, they're the body's response to something either external coming in that the body just can't process, or internally that's already in there that it's trying to figure out what to do with. Did you know that eczema usually is actually an autoimmune condition? So what that means, autoimmune, means that your own body is attacking itself because something inside of it says there's a problem and we don't know what to attack. So your body just starts attacking itself in different areas. It can show up in a variety of different ways. But eczema is actually a skin condition, and psoriasis is as well. That's an autoimmune disease. So when your T11 isn't functioning properly, and your kidneys aren't getting the proper signaling, which means that your blood filtration isn't happening the way that it should, so you're probably getting left with extra toxins in your blood than what you should normally be getting left with. And your adrenal gland isn't functioning properly, which, check out our wellness library on the website, and you'll see the information a couple months ago that we talked about with that. It's going to affect all your stress hormones. And then if your intestine isn't functioning properly, it can either be overreactive or underreactive to different things that irritate it. All of this is going to send all these signals to the brain that say something is wrong, something's not right, and we need to fix this. Well, if the brain doesn't know how to fix it, because if the problem is that T11 is subluxated, and your brain can't go in and say, yes, we need you to move T11 2 millimeters to the right. It'll try to correct it as much as it can, but it can't get that specific. That's not how the body was made. And so if that T11 stays subluxated, all of these different processes are not functioning properly, the body ends up with these skin conditions and with these different allergies and things. Great example I have of this. I have a patient who I've been seeing for years and years at this time. When I very first met him, it was actually out at a screening event. He was about 8, I believe, at the time. He'd been dealing with this terrible eczema for 5 years at this point. He was 8 years old. They didn't know where it came from. It just popped up out of nowhere, so to speak. But it was so bad. I mean, it was all over this poor boy's body, face, legs, everything. It was so bad, and eczema causes a lot of swelling and redness and itchiness. It was so bad that, like, on his face just looked swollen all the time, and he was just miserable all the time. Felt like he couldn't go play with friends, felt like he couldn't play outside. They had tried changing diet. They had gone so far as to rip up all of the carpet in their house, replace all of their flooring, and clean out all of the air ducts, and he still was having the same very severe problems. So I meet him at the screening event, and at the screening event, what I'm doing is I'm weighing people side to side to see if they weigh close to the same side to side. Because if you don't, if it's off on one side, you could have a curve on one side. This 8-year-old boy was 11 pounds heavier on one side of his body than the other. So I told his mom, I said, he most likely has a very severe curve in his back. And I can't tell you 100% that that's what's causing any of these problems you're talking about, but it's definitely worth checking out. Flash forward, he comes in the office, we check it out. This poor boy's back goes like this in the low back, and as soon as you hit that T11, T12, L1 area, shoots off, if memory serves, somewhere between 30 and 40 millimeters off. It was a lot. And I said, well, obviously I can't guarantee anything, right? But let's start getting him adjusted. For him, it was so severe, we actually also added an acupuncture to see if we could help with it, because acupuncture does a lot for different things like this as well. And we started taking care of him. And I still see this young man, I have to say young man because it's been long enough that he's grown up quite a bit and he would not like me calling him a boy. But to this day, he still has some eczema flare-ups because it's an autoimmune condition, right? But his flare-ups are almost nothing. He can sleep over at friends' houses. He goes and runs around and rolls in the dirt. He's playing sports, and he's being a normal, grown child doing the things that they never thought he could do. And the very first thing that we did, we started adjusting his T11, and they started noticing changes instantaneously. So that is why T11 is so important. Besides pain, besides posture, besides all these things that people try to minimize it to, it is life-altering when it's out of alignment. If you know anybody who struggles with these different kinds of conditions, have them check us out. Go to the website, I already mentioned it. We have lots of information on there. It tells you a little bit about me. You can book an appointment online if you're interested to see if chiropractic can help you or a loved one. You can also call the office at 636-329-4567. Set up an appointment that way. But I think, and tell me if you agree in the comments, this is way too important to be minimized to just posture. So let's take care of it. I'll see you guys next month. You have a good day.